Hello. On the previous video, we went over AdminSDHolder, and we were able to basically add permissions and to the student 5 user. So now what we want to do is basically we want to abuse those permissions. So one way we can do that is using Power View, of course, and just go ahead and run that as an admin. Go ahead and go to AD and import Power View. Awesome. So now we can just go ahead and verify that we have access to the domain. Let's see which one we want to do first. Let's go ahead and see if we have access to the domain account or the domain groups. And you can see we still have access, generic all access. That means generic all means that we have full access to this to the domain admins. And another way that you could do that is that if you want to see, let's see, we can do a active directory rights. So we can add another basically if statement in here, and it's basically going to be like this. That match generic all. Okay, so this command over here, what we want to do is we want to find in all the objects, before we do the abuse, let me go ahead and show you this command. So we are going to get the object ACL for all the SAM accounts, so for everything, for every single object, but I wanted to, if it has generic all in the active directory, right? So if in here, if it contains generic all, and also if the security identifier is this one in here, and that security identifier is for the student 5 user that I added to the ACL. So that's going to find all the maybe let's go ahead and take a look. What did I do? And that's because this curly bracket, and I need to put n in here, and over here I need to put that curly bracket. There we go. So what it's going to do is going to look for every single object where generic all is in the active directory, and the active directory rights is generic all, but also if it matches my security identifier over here. So that means that if it matches generic all and active directories right, and if it matches this one, then that means that my student 5 is the one that contains that access, that generic all access to that object DN. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. It shouldn't take long, I would think. So we found the first one, which is the AdminSDHolder, and there we go. Here's our, what I should get is all the protected groups in here. So you can see we have we have some other users. This is because these users belong to a group. So Heat Atoms belongs to the domain admins, and I have generic all to the domain name, to the domain admins. So since this user belongs to the domain admins and I have generic all access to the domain admins, that means that I also have generic all access to all the users in that domain, and that's why we're able to find so many in here. You can see Tito, generic all access, student 1, and all of it. So I have access to everything in here. And like I say, if they deleted that access, whenever the replication happens again, we are going to get that access back. So that is a good command to have. Let's go ahead and clear that out. And let's see. What we want to do now is we want to abuse it. So a way to abuse that is by basically changing a password for a user. And like so, we do have access to the Heath Adams user, and what I want to do is I want to change the password for, actually let's see, let's do a get domain user. We need a dash over here. Get domain user, same account name Tito. So Tito is member of the administrators, is a built-in administrator. So let's see if we find maybe Savitar. I think was another one. Savitar. Okay, Savitar is a member of domain admin. So let's go ahead and view Savitar. So what we're going to do is we are going to change Savitar's password. And the way to do that, since I have generic access to his object, right, to his user object, I'm going to be able to change his password. But for that, I need to run this as a different user. So I need to run it as a student or as the user that has that access. So it's student. Let's see if we can get a student 5. There we go. So therefore, if I do who am I, student 5. So now I should have access to it. So let's go ahead and make this bigger for you guys, just in case some of you are blind like I am. Let's go ahead and do a cdad. We're going to import Power View. Awesome. So now what we want to do is we want to change the password for that user. So the password that I want to set for that user, it is going to go like this. So the way that you do that is by doing a set domain user. Did I import? Okay, set domain. Why is it frozen? Set domain password, right? The identity is the one, the user that I want to change the password for. So Savitar account password. So this is the password that I want to change it to, but we need to convert to string. Yeah, convert to secure string. Password 123 has plain text, and we want to force it. Okay, then after that, let's go ahead and do verbose. Also, there we go. So we are attempting to set the password. The password for user Savitar was reset. So awesome. Now, if you do you can do an enter PS session, computer AD, credential, pen testing /Savitar. If you enter that new password that we set, password 123, we should be able to enter the domain controller. This is another domain controller which is called AD, and there we go. We got in there. Who am I? Savitar, hostname, AD. So awesome, we were able to change the password for that user. So that's how you're able to abuse. Those are one of the cases that you could do. You could also go through my ACLs videos, and some of those videos I did the one of the cool ones that I did was that I set the script path for one of the users, and we got a reverse shell like that. We also did one that we changed the password, reset the password. So there's a bunch of ACLs videos that I have on this Udemy course. So anything that I did on those ACLs, you are going to be able to do it over here. You can also add a user to the domain admins, and let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and try to do that right now. So let's go ahead and do exit. If we do a get domain user, so you can see that the same account name student 5 is not part of the domain admin. member of is not in here because it's not part of the domain admin. We can also do domain group, and if we do domain admins, we can see that domain admin is a member of, and where are the members? Hidden groups, student 1, Heath Adams, user Savitar. So you can see it right here. So you can see that the student 5 is not part of the domain admin. So what we want to do is go ahead and add the student 5 to the domain admin, because we do have full access. We have generic access. Oh my god, domain. So add domain group member identity is going to be the target, right? Domain admins and members. I want to add student 5. Verbose. There we go. Adding members, student 5 to domain admins. And if you do now a get domain group SAM account domain admins, you are going to see now that the student 5 is part of the domain admin groups. You can also add this person. You can also add student 5 to the enterprise admin, to all the groups that we have generic access to. We can add ourselves to that group.